Batman Earth is a brand new story about the Dark Knight, considered one of the best tales ever told about this character. This is the first part of a trilogy, and while it stands alone in its own universe, it offers a fresh perspective on Batman. In this story, Batman appears unrefined, not because he lacks skill, but because he is still new to this role. This is his first time learning to be Batman, so his gadgets, like the grappling gun, often malfunction. In one scene, he crashes through a rooftop while chasing a criminal, losing control and falling to the ground. However, the story then delves into Batman's origin to some extent. We don't need to rehash Bruce Wayne's parents being shot and him becoming Batman, but this story introduces Alfred Pennyworth in an entirely new way. Alfred, the kind caretaker of Batman who looked after him after his parents' death, is depicted from a different angle that no one expected. But before we dive deeper into the discussion, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us a lot. Thank you so much. Don't forget to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. In this version, Alfred Pennyworth is not just the family butler. He is portrayed as a strict, perhaps even harsh figure. In fact, he was a mercenary, or at least had a mercenary past, and it seems he had a mercenary history with Thomas Wayne. This story doesn't delve deeply into their relationship through the lens of their mercenary or military future, but focuses on Alfred and Thomas being longtime friends. Alfred is brought in not as a butler, but as the head of security for Thomas Wayne, who is running for mayor and receiving numerous death threats, supposedly from his opposition. However, we eventually discover a tradition of the Wayne family. Thomas, Martha, and Bruce would go out each week to see a performance at the theater, a tradition Thomas insisted on keeping. Thomas told Alfred that his role as head of security wouldn't really start until Thomas won the mayoral position. Although we are not given much background here, it appears Thomas is well loved by the people of Gotham due to his progressive mindset. This ties into various portrayals of Thomas Wayne we've seen across media, films, and TV shows over the years. Thomas genuinely wants to improve Gotham and make the city a better place. However, as you might anticipate, after leaving the theater, things go wrong, and Thomas and Martha Wayne are shot. This new narrative brings a significant shift in the relationship with Alfred that we are familiar with. Alfred initially doesn't want to raise Bruce Wayne and believes it's the police's job to find Thomas and Martha Wayne's killer. Alfred's role was mainly to take care of Bruce, a responsibility he initially rejects. We know that Alfred has a daughter, but they are not really in contact, so he leads his own life. Eventually, Alfred becomes Bruce's guardian, albeit reluctantly. Without Alfred, Bruce Wayne would have been placed into the foster care system, which is quite unstable and unpredictable. Alfred understands the complexities of the American foster system and the potential hardships Bruce could face, steering him to take on the guardianship role. There's an interesting storyline titled Batman's Fight Against Crime that explores what Bruce's life would have been like if he hadn't been born into wealth and luxury, but as a normal person with murdered parents. Another reason for Alfred's hesitance is the power and wealth that remain with Bruce Wayne, which would determine who leads Wayne Enterprises. If Bruce fell into the wrong hands, his guardian might misuse that power, coercing him to transfer everything to them, leading to a dire situation or even Bruce's potential demise. Thus, Alfred steps in as Bruce's caretaker, but their relationship is initially strained and tense because Bruce doesn't want to accept care from Alfred, a stranger to him. Bruce, not knowing who Alfred is, questions his authority when asked to eat and take care of himself. Instead of explaining that he was a close friend of Bruce's father and sharing their military past, Alfred simply states he is the butler, there to care for Bruce. The story then shifts back to the present, where things have improved. Though it doesn't provide all the details like Frank Miller's Batman Year One or Scott Snyder's Zero Year from the New 52, it still showcases part of Batman's training journey. The common knowledge of Batman learning to fight and becoming incredibly stealthy is presented, with the comics offering different interpretations of this process. So it's unnecessary to delve into those details here. The key takeaway is that Alfred taught Bruce Wayne combat and stealth techniques, a significant departure from the DC Comics depiction, where Batman travels the world to learn these skills from organizations like the League of Assassins. Please subscribe to our channel. It greatly supports us, and you'll get to watch amazing videos every day. You're awesome. Thank you so much. From various sources, and more recently in Chip Zdarsky's run, Bruce learns to compartmentalize his persona, making him morally unbound when it comes to defeating someone in a fight. This iteration of Batman fits more into the idea of a highly trained mercenary, eventually donning the bat suit and patrolling Gotham at night, fighting criminals, which is a more realistic and very cool approach. Alfred doesn't fully agree with Bruce's methods, not because he's fighting crime in Gotham, but because he's not doing it effectively. Bruce's approach is somewhat lazy, and this leads to a significant conflict between the two, reaching a critical point. One of Bruce's main motivations is finding his parents' killer, but over the years, he realizes it wasn't just a random mugging, but a conspiracy by Gotham's current mayor to eliminate a political rival. Bruce believes it was a politically motivated murder. Once this is uncovered, the mayor is brought to justice, and the perpetrator, if still alive, is also held accountable. Only then can Bruce consider leaving his vigilante life and returning to normalcy. In this gripping discussion, Alfred reminds Bruce that he needs a gun, but Bruce refuses, sticking to his no-gun principle. Alfred argues that to fight the corrupt mayor and his henchmen effectively, Bruce can't rely solely on ropes and malfunctioning gadgets. Bruce responds that he will find someone who can create better equipment for him. What makes Batman Earth 1 special is that it follows Bruce Wayne throughout his journey. The story is compelling because it not only focuses on Batman, but also builds the world around him, including Commissioner Jim Gordon. Everyone knows who Jim Gordon is, but in this story, his daughter Barbara Gordon also appears. Many elements of the mythos remain, such as Commissioner Gordon's wife having passed away, leaving only him and Barbara. Barbara steps up to take care of her father in this scenario. Jim Gordon struggles to take care of himself, so Barbara has to look after him, bringing him food and other necessities. Meanwhile, Jim is introduced to his new partner, Harvey Bullock. If you're like me, you might have mixed feelings about Harvey Bullock. He's got one of those faces you just want to punch, you know what I mean? Have you ever seen a face like that? Please subscribe to our channel, it helps us a lot, and you'll get to see amazing videos every day. You're awesome, thank you so much. Harvey Bullock, when first introduced, has this bright, flashy smile. We later find out that he used to host a TV show called Hollywood Detective, which ran for 5 seasons with the tagline, "No Crime Unsolved." Essentially, he was a Hollywood cop. If you've ever seen LA Confidential, he's similar to Kevin Spacey's character in that movie. However, Jim Gordon doesn't like this guy at all. Jim Gordon sees Harvey Bullock as not a real detective, even though he technically is. Jim believes Harvey is only there for the fame, leading to tense conversations between them. Harvey doesn't help the situation much. He explains that if you look at his background, you'll see he was born and raised in Los Angeles and spent 9 years as a criminal detective for the Palm Tree Beach Police Department. Harvey makes an awkward comment about Barbara, Jim Gordon's daughter, right after she leaves, not realizing who she is, which only adds to Jim's dislike. Harvey Bullock says, "I need a new challenge." Gotham is the most dangerous city in America, with every crime here turning into a captivating story, and he loves that. He mentions he's taking on a cold case, the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne, intending to bring the mystery to light. In the world of TV and movies, what I need to tell you about Harvey Bullock is this. By the end of this story, just this one case will change him entirely and break him in ways he never anticipated. But let's get back to Bruce Wayne. In his quest to find someone who can make better gadgets, he eventually seeks out Lucius Fox. Most of you are familiar with Lucius Fox from The Dark Knight. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, so you know what he can do. There isn't much difference between those movies and this one, except for where he works and why he was removed from his position. However, the crucial point is that he has advanced technological capabilities. Bruce sits down with Lucius and says he needs someone to work on prosthetics that can withstand the harshest environments and endure constant blows, day in and day out. Fox, being wise, senses something is going on but remains silent because Bruce promises that if Lucius helps him, Bruce will not only restore him to his previous position, but also ensure that Fox's entire prosthetics program gets all the funding it needs. This is especially important to Lucius because his niece lost an arm and needs this support, giving him the chance to further develop his skills. Switching back to Gordon and Bullock, we see Harvey Bullock struggling to grasp the complex nature of Gotham City. On their way to a specific location, they encounter a situation where a woman is being harassed in an alley. Bullock's immediate reaction is to jump in and intervene. This shows that even though Bullock is seen as a Hollywood cop and not as respected as cops from places like Philadelphia or New York, who have faced tough environments for years, he still has a genuine heart and desire to do what's right. Jim Gordon feels it's not their business, but Bullock can't stand by and decides to act. We later find out that Jim Gordon, wielding an axe, is actually serving a greater purpose. The money given to the man named Axe, which then goes to Jim Gordon, isn't just for encouraging him. It's about pushing him, at that time just a regular detective, to go further in his fight against crime, enlightening his understanding of justice. DC Comics often portray Jim Gordon facing accusations of corruption, but there are stories that highlight his integrity and righteousness. Sometimes writers like Jeff Johns explore Jim Gordon's journey from a positive angle, emphasizing his unique qualities and taking him on a captivating adventure. The key takeaway is that Jim Gordon must guide his team to deeply understand the principles at their core, inspiring them to recognize the value of truth and justice. Please subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot, and you'll get to see amazing videos every day. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Harvey continues to hint that there will be serious consequences if he isn't taught properly, even suggesting that the people behind the program were responsible for the death of Jim Gordon's wife. This leads to a moment where Jim loses his temper with Harvey Bullock, who suspects Jim of working with criminals. Jim tries to evade the issue, but Harvey doesn't let it go, prompting Jim to lash out. Don't lecture me about morals as if you're here for any reason other than publicity and self-promotion. The moment you struggle with these murders, you'll head back to Los Angeles and I'll buy your ticket. Don't judge me, Bullock. You know nothing about me. This outburst could be seen as an emotional response from Jim Gordon, which is partly true. However, it also reflects the harsh reality of Gotham City. Often, when someone with significant privilege steps into the world of the vulnerable, they struggle to grasp the severe life challenges faced by those less fortunate. They misinterpret the necessity of survival tactics such as begging, borrowing, cheating, and violence, believing that their moral compass, shaped by their privileges, keeps them above such actions. For Harvey Bullock, this environment is entirely unfamiliar, whereas for Jim Gordon, it's an inseparable part of life, something he's used to and unchangeable. This scenario deeply connects with Plato's allegory of the cave, expanding our understanding of character complexities and their worldview. However, as the story shifts to Bruce Wayne, we uncover a larger plan in motion. At a lavish event hosted by the mayor, Bruce Wayne attends not just for socializing, but to keep an eye on a man named Jacob Weaver, who is closely connected to the mayor of Gotham. Tracking down Jacob Weaver is crucial, shedding light on the intricate web of power and its ties to justice and morality. Bruce is determined to find out who took Thomas Wayne's lighter, a gift Bruce gave his father just before his death. He believes that if Jacob Weaver has the lighter, he might know something about the deaths of Thomas and Martha that the public doesn't. Bruce plans to extract this information from Weaver by any means necessary. At Gotham City's celebration, Bruce Wayne's public appearance grabs media attention. We learn that Gotham's current mayor is Oswald Cobblepot, also known as Penguin, a significant revelation, as he's a familiar Batman villain. Penguin, with his tight connections to organized crime, is a fitting choice for this role. At the party, Penguin wants to be seen with the city's richest man, Bruce Wayne, enhancing his image. He invites Bruce to enjoy the event, mentioning plenty of attractive people inside, fitting Bruce's preferences. Meanwhile, a girl enters a room marked "Happy Birthday" and meets a man who offers her a cake. When she says her name isn't Amanda, he dismisses it as unimportant, then kills her when she tries to leave. Back at the party, Bruce encounters Jim Gordon and Harvey Bullock. Harvey approaches Bruce with numerous questions, showing suspicion and seeking Bruce's help with a case. Bruce feels uncomfortable with Harvey's approach, especially when Harvey mentions his TV catchphrase, "No crime unsolved." Bruce responds with a bit of sarcasm, pointing out that Harvey's show was canceled, implying not all crimes could be solved. Bruce notices Jacob Weaver entering a secluded area and decides to follow him. Jacob, always cautious about security, has a team of bodyguards, not because he knew Bruce would come, but because he's generally wary. Despite obstacles, Bruce manages to get past them, though it's not easy. Bruce isn't an infallible superhero. His punches don't always land perfectly, and he has to fight hard against each henchman. Bruce is more of a struggling fighter than a flawless traditional superhero. Amidst the chaos, when the police arrive, they start shooting. A bullet grazes Bruce's head, but doesn't kill him. He falls from the rooftop, uses his grappling hook to escape, and crashes into the party. He disrupts a table, throws a smoke bomb, and barely escapes, bloodied, into Alfred Pennyworth's car. A thin metal piece on his head saved him from death, but questions arise from figures like Oswald Cobblepot about Bruce's identity and actions. Please subscribe to our channel. It greatly supports us, and you'll get to watch amazing videos every day. You're the best. Thank you so much. They decide to hand over the victims, and one of the targets is Jacob Weaver. The plan is to kill him to eliminate the threat he poses. Switching back to Bruce Wayne and Alfred Pennyworth, Bruce reveals that he found a lighter and questions Alfred about its origin. The conversation becomes tense as Alfred warns that Bruce isn't ready for this life. Alfred believes that Bruce thinks he's prepared, but in reality, he isn't. The argument escalates into a physical confrontation, with Alfred criticizing Bruce for never truly engaging in a real fight. Alfred claims that Bruce acts impulsively, is weak, and is not ready to do what's necessary to achieve his goals. Alfred emphasizes that Bruce believes in a high moral path that will help him triumph in the dark city of Gotham, but Alfred knows that's not feasible. To prove his point, Bruce kicks Alfred, making him lose balance. This drastic action showcases Bruce's ruthlessness and determination. Meanwhile, Harvey Bullock heads to the Information and Records Department, bringing the story to a climax. Please subscribe to our channel. It helps us tremendously and ensures you get to watch amazing videos every day. You're the best. Thank you so much. The Gotham City Police Department has finally signed off on the documents related to the deaths of Thomas and Martha Wayne and reopened the investigation. However, Oswald Cobblepot announces that someone has taken these documents. Since Harvey Bullock's name hasn't been officially registered in the system, he couldn't sign the documents himself, so he used Jim Gordon's name instead. This leads to Bullock calling Jim Gordon, warning him that re-signing the documents about the Wayne murders has been ordered to stop. Continuing this would destroy everything Jim loves, starting with his daughter. Bullock is directly and explicitly threatened, leaving him scared and confused about the consequences of his actions. At this moment, Bullock is unsure of what he's triggered and faces a tense situation. He must confront the idea that his method of fighting crime isn't effective in Gotham and find a way to make it work. However, an urgent response is needed, and Bullock must act quickly to resolve the situation, despite it being more challenging than anything he's faced before. He looks up and sees two men realizing something interesting. They resemble a good cop and a bad cop in Gotham City. Harvey, though not a strong man, plays a crucial role in the bigger picture with a baseball bat and crowbar. They could work together, and in Batman's investigation, he discovers a trail leading to Arkham Asylum. These paths, though different, are interconnected as they navigate through Arkham Asylum. Jim Gordon appears, and his presence provides the first clue Batman needs. However, Arkham Asylum is not easy to manage, with a large labyrinth posing constant threats. Jim Gordon isn't friendly with Batman, though he knows about him. Amid the chaos, Batman confronts Jim Gordon, retrieving a weapon. Harvey Bullock, lost in the labyrinth with Barbara Gordon held captive, tries to escape the birthday killer, only to realize Barbara's voice comes from the other side of a wall. Batman decisively breaks through the wall and chases the killer, while Harvey Bullock strives to ensure Barbara's safety. Jim Gordon unexpectedly appears, firing at the birthday killer. Jim attacks the killer, but due to the killer's size and strength, the best they can do is hold him off. Eventually, Harvey Bullock appears and tries to intervene, only to be caught and knocked into the basement by the birthday killer. Here, Harvey witnesses the bodies of numerous young girls, all victims of the birthday killer, abandoned brutally. Then, there's a pivotal moment with Batman, indirectly redeeming himself in Alfred Pennyworth's eyes. Alfred comments that Batman's cape is foolish, not a real weapon or useful tool. However, Batman uses it to defeat the birthday killer, or at least incapacitate him. This proves that Batman can and will use everything as a weapon, avoiding guns, which most people expect. Harvey, shocked and unable to comprehend what's happening, sees Batman as a dark force, a symbol of Gotham and its potential. What do you think? I know you have thoughts and feelings about this. Thanks for watching. That's today's video. We'd love to hear your feedback. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll stop here for now. Thank you so much.